Hello, everybody. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to the Mappers Table, your favorite mapping podcast, the only mapping podcast, the mapping podcast of all time. I'm your epic host, the Cube, Caddy Cube. Today, I'm joined with my co-hosts, Hanabite, the Polish VTuber extraordinaire.
Why VTuber? I'm not a VTuber.
You're
Hello.
such a VTuber. You're a
Oh my
VTuber.
fucking god.
I'm also joined by everyone's favorite mapper, Paradoggy, and our guest today is, I would say, the most popular mapper, the most famous mapper of the Philippines, Mr. Amateurre, known for his big projects. Say hello, Amateurre.
Hello.
Oh my god, it's the guy.
Hi.
It's the guy.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Amateur. It's a short introduction. I've been mapping since December 2018, and just for some, I guess I got my first ranked map in around when was it? November 2019, and then from then until now, I have uh done multiple mapping projects, such as three ranked albums, and currently going for rank on another one. Other than that, mostly my tastes in mapping are relatively simple. And yeah, thanks for having me today.
Huge, huge. Yeah, so I guess we start with the juice now. We get it rolling. So, uh, does anyone have anything they want to say before we go into the maps of the month?
Can we talk about the last map of the month, which I won with my pick because you guys have no taste in mapping at all.
Well, this is factually incorrect, quite frankly. But you know, if you keep wanna cope in, then that's fine.
I dominated that voting. Shut up.
Yeah, I think you know
So,
what I think we need. I think we need soon like a proper Mappers Table Twitter account instead of running it off Paradoggy and his
Yeah.
fans, who obviously just blindly pick whatever he
I
goes
I
for.
don't have fans, but yeah, I can like set that up like to have a proper Twitter that
Maybe
everyone
maybe
can
in a few
follow.
months
But
when we've got a bigger following.
probably yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we start with the maps of the month. We can go down the list. So, Amateur, what have you got in the cooking pot for us today?
All right. I didn't really pick this map because I thought it was like the best map from January, but I thought it was something interesting. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already heard about this diff. It's uh how do you read this? Shilvu President, the Nika diff, the emoji extreme. Uh I mean, if you've seen the map, you know what it is. It's a bunch of funny patterns, funny emojis, faces, shapes, and other objects uh, placed in there to like fit what the song's doing or what the song's saying. So like sometimes there are jokes that you'll get if you like are able to relate what the song is, like what's happening in the song to like what's on screen. So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I took a brief look at this map, and there's a lot of maps recently that I find that kind of do this sort of thing where they like throw a bunch of random sort of like references and a lot of funny patterns at the mapper at the player. Sorry. Um, and most of the time I'm not too into them, but I quite like this one. I think it's quite well made, and it's quite consistent in the way it does stuff. Like a lot of the time, I'd say the main thing that suffers from a lot of these maps is like reading, because they just go batshit insane with the patterns, and it can be really jarring. But I think this one handles it quite well. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think when you have like concepts like that, there's definitely a big problem with readability and like execution in general. I think the idea itself, even though it's like used many times, it's still fresh. It's still a cool thing, but like not many mappers can execute it properly. So I think seeing a map like doing it somewhat decently or somewhat well is always a nice thing to see, and it also shows that the mapper is definitely of higher quality.
About how do you feel about it?
well, I think that whenever it comes to like, doing stupid or like maybe, any kind of reference in your map, whatever it is, it's really easy to like fuck it up and just make it really Maybe not cringy, but kind of cringy. But here it kind of works. I really like the boat slider that's like at the very start. It's just like completely out of nowhere, caught me off guard. And yeah, I haven't seen a single Dorhadas slider, so that map gets a pass from
True.
me.
True. Too common to see door charters in every single map ever, and I'm hating it. It's insufferable, but it is what it is. Uh, okay, Hanavite, what's your map of the month?
Okay, guys, I hope you are ready for quite a trip because my pick of this month is something that will land me last place again. But trust me, it's great. So basically, it's 8686M Memai. I don't know if it's like the proper pronunciation of the name, but like, you know, it's essentially a map made by Venix, and it's like what I think is like this new, how do you even say, this new wave in mapping that's like slowly starting to take over, where basically like we're moving away from pure visuals and shit, and we're just like moving into whatever the fuck we want to drop into the playfield. Some people like to call it nomadic, the nomadic mapping, or like whatever, like atmospheric mapping. There's like a shit ton of new buzzwords that just like gatekeep it, and I think that's great. About the map itself, it kind of reminds me of this one map of the same song by Quilla. So yeah, if you've seen that, you probably you probably know what to expect from this, and I genuinely think that this is probably one of the better crafted maps with its ideas that I've seen recently. Last month we had Kamo who brought an Turkey's map, and he mentioned like that every single object, like was placed there on purpose, right? And I think it's kind of similar with this, but rather than just going with visuals, as one of the main anchor points in this map, I honestly think there's like movement that makes it work. And yeah, I think that's this map made by Venix, the guy himself, the GMT leader, also the guy who mapped Gravity Falls 16-bit. Yeah, he's had quite a glow up.
Yeah, definitely an improvement since Gravity Falls.
Yeah, this map. If I was still a BN, as all you know, I got kicked because I'm fucking toxic. But if I was, this is like the exact kind of map I would be racing to nominate because this is right up my alley. Like everything just feels so consistent and what's a good word to describe it? Like yeah, I don't know. I'm a surface level mapper. I don't know shit, but I think Hannah already hit the nail on the head. Like everything's very purposefully done, and everything that the mapper wanted to convey in the song, it just feels very. It's on the map sleeves, right? Like I can read it perfectly, and it's a really good experience to look at. So yeah, Amateur, how do you feel about it?
Mm, this isn't really my area of expertise, but I can say the guy who made this at least has mapped something before. That one's for sure. The ideas in here exist. Whether I like them or not is a different question altogether. But there are definitely ideas, and I definitely see them.
That's a dry commentary on the map.
No, I mean it's because I'm inexperienced with this kind of genre. I don't really map this kind of stuff, as you can see from my repertoire, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel what you're saying. I like that you don't sugarcoat it. So basically, what we're getting from Amateur here is that this map is in fact a map.
I'm not gonna
So-
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, Vegas can be proud that they made a map here.
I think
Damn,
Yeah,
I think that
sounds kind of ego.
I think compared to other Venix maps, like Venix is like mostly like pretty simple,
mm.
mostly doing like vanilla mapping. I think this is definitely different from what he usually does, which I appreciate. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's like one of Venix's better maps in my opinion. And I think I'm like on the same direction as like Amateur, where it's like it's not for me.
Mm.
So yeah, I can't say much about it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's not a map. Venix isn't a mapper who I've been particularly like. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, Amateur. Hi. You alright
Actually,
there, buddy?
Are you okay?
Clicking on the channel.
Unlucky. But yeah, I was just saying Venix isn't a map I've particularly been looking out for recently, but if this is the kind of stuff that they're making, I'm definitely gonna look out for them in future. But Yeah. Anyone else have anything else they want to say on this map? No. Okay.
Venix has 3 roles: GMT, Loft, and Beatmap Spotlight.
True. Oh yeah, we could even talk about the GMT drama we had recently. That would be a good subtopic of the
That's
episode.
actually true. I can't say so much about that.
But for legal purposes, we'll remain quiet. Anyway, Paradoggy, what is your map of the month?
What I have today is probably one of my recent favorite mappers. SquirrelPascals. It's Raining Man, which was ranked in January, and like it's just SquirrelPascal maps. Like you can't go wrong with SquirrelPascal. Like obviously, if you have songs like It's Raining Man, you will always think about like these aim training maps that like go across the screen and do nothing for the map or the song. So it's always nice to see a high quality beat map by a very appreciated and high quality mapper that brings some life into the song. And it's just, if you look at it, it's not the most crazy stuff ever, but it's like very cleanly made. Everything is really cool to play, and I literally picked it because it's like one of my favorite maps in January. And I talked with SquirrelPascals about it. I told him that his map is really good, and I think recently he has like a motivation spree where he like tries to map a lot more than recently, which I really appreciate. And looking at that map being ranked, I think we should expect even more stuff from him. And that map is just like the beginning.
Yeah, SquirrelPascals is a mapper I think everyone has a lot of respect for, um even if they don't necessarily like all the things that they make. Um, I know for a fact that I view SquirrelPascals as one of like the most positive people in the community, and he's always out there doing his thing. So it's nice to see that when I looked at this map, I was quite pleased by it. Yeah, it's a very I'd say it's a very potent map. Like a lot of the time on these downbeats in the music, these like big what's the word, like crashes, cymbals. They use like a huge space in a lot, so it's quite yeah, they use a lot of the tricks in the map that what am I trying to say? I sound like a blubbering idiot. That like they use a lot of the ideas consistently throughout the whole entire map. So I mean that can be said for a lot of the maps today, but it's very obvious in this map is what I'm trying to say. Um, and yeah, I like the ideas that are used, and a lot of the slider shapes are pretty cool. How do you feel about it?
Okay, so first things first, Nebu's map died so this could exist. Um, Second thing, I really like the extension at the start of the very last group of Kiais. It's really cool. I mean, essentially all of the slider design here is pretty smart. Well, it doesn't really like work as, list structure and on any kind of that shit. It just kind of works on itself, which is quite impressive, I guess. And yeah, I think it just really works with the song well, especially given what the song does, since it's the less intense version of the song compared to the Jerry Hollow one. This is like the OG Raining Man. So I think that's quite an impressive feat to make an interesting map of from a song that's not really doing that much.
Amateur, how do you feel?
I'm taking a look at it right now. This is a pretty nice map, actually. Personally, like I wouldn't do some stuff here, but that's personally just oh no, that's a me thing. I think SquirrelPascals achieved what he wanted to do here, and we all know that he's a good mapper. So I'd say this one's a job well done.
I think
Okay.
I think the
Uh
I think the
oh,
best emphasis is that he's the one that maps these songs and not like some random jump mapper. I think that's like
true.
just see all these English songs mapped the same way, so boring. Like I want more pop songs. I want more English like Western songs in the ranking, in the ranked section. But it's like always the same people doing like the same boring stuff. And if I see SquirrelPascals just drop another like Western song beat map, and I just get happy about it. And I think that's like something we're missing. And I think that's like a call from me asking people to like improve themselves when they map these kind of songs, because we already have not a lot of pop songs in this ranking, like ranking zone. Like at least like try your best to create a very high quality map instead of like doing the same copy paste stuff that you see in already every anime map. Just saying.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see a proper map of this song after what we've endured as mappers previously for this song. But yeah,
Defeat.
defeat. Amateur, were you saying something?
I said I was agreeing that
Mm,
we had the what was it, the Nebu map for so long. Like
yeah.
the general player base just thinks like, oh, Raining Man, that's got to be like one of the jump maps of all time.
Mm,
But we have a real map of it now.
mm. I mean, let's
That's
be honest. Like, how many players does the Nebu set have now? Like, fucking what? Like, probably like 5
don't
million
bother
or something.
counting. Don't
Yeah,
bother
and
counting.
this map, let's be honest, it's gonna be sitting at what is that? It's at 10K right now. So I don't think the perception of this song in the EOS community is gonna be at all swayed. But hey, for us mappers who like to do a bit of a deep dive, it's nice to see.
It's for its audience,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And then okay, does anyone else have to say, or shall I announce the map that will win this week or this month? Sorry.
You're so
Okay, well, you guys made me do it. I'm gonna drop the bomb.
you're so cringe.
So this map comes from a mapper who has not uploaded on their profile since 2018, and this January I have been blessed to see a Rustbell diff uploaded on Fangen's profile, which rarely happens. It either happens on Fangen's profile or Kalionet's profile. And this map set has a Fangen diff, a Kalionet diff, and a Rustbell diff. So they're like 3 of my favorite mappers ever. And the map set is called Illegal Function Call, and it's the top diff 1000. It's called by Rustbell. And yeah, this map is just why it's everything. It's everything about why Rustbell is my favorite mapper ever. Put into a map, like all the patterns. Like okay, it's a brutally hard map to begin with. I'll get that off the you know, I'll announce that straight away. And a lot of brutally hard maps can suffer from stupidly unplayable patterns that are unfun to play. And something I like to look out for when it comes to maps of this difficulty are not only are they fun to play, but are they fun to miss on? Because I'm a 10K player. I can't really play these maps too well. So the question now comes: can I be brutally murdered by this map and still have a fun time? And the answer is yes. I think that's also because of the simplicity of the patterns, and also because it takes advantage of diff spikes as well. A lot of super hard maps in this range like to argue for that consistency is better for a map of that range. But I argue that that kind of alienates the player base. So players like me can't really play the map at all at that point. If the map is super consistently hard, like 10 star all the way through, I'm gonna be suffering. But this map also it knows when to keep it. Sorry, I'm so bad at speaking. It knows when to keep its patterns simple, so that when Rustbell wants to emphasize the part in the music super well, all the maps being simple before that. So when he does a pattern that's super special, it pops out huge to the player and to the mapper. Yeah, I love this map. It's really good, guys. Can you believe it or not? I like this map that I'm putting forward. Wow.
I mean, that's a great masochistic analogy about the Rustbell map from Calicube, which is a bit weird but understandable. Having fun dying, I don't know what that means. But
True.
that's just you being like the weirdest person ever. I mean, like I can see it. Like Rustbell is like one of the rare mappers that can like produce a fun 10-star diff and people won't complain. Like if you have maps these days with the recent rank that are like 11 stars and everyone is like complaining about it. But Rustbell is someone I think he could probably map a 20-star map and it's still like everyone will lick his feet.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean this is like the most Rustbell map ever. Like there's not much to say from my side. It's like what you expect from Rustbell, like high quality, high star mapping, and obviously if you have a combination like Fangen, Rustbell, and Kalionet, then you have the triple whammy, which is like the triple enjoyment. So
Mhm. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I wish this map set could be fucking loved or ranked, but oh well. We'll have to wait for that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I interrupted someone there.
That's fine. Okay, Hanabite, you wanna say something?
Okay, so you know, the thing with Rustbell maps for me is like I feel too dumb to understand them. But I appreciate the map, but I don't really like get what's happening there. It's probably mostly because of like, the general difficulty, which is like just a bit too hard for me to comprehend. But I do appreciate it. I think it's quite cool. It's got some really cool pattern. There's this like one pattern which is like going from top to bottom, and it's like getting less and less wide, and it's like really cool. And yeah, I genuinely do not have much to say. I think it's a decent map, but it's mostly directed, towards people who play the game, and in my opinion, at least. And I don't really play the game so much anymore, so
Okay,
that's it basically.
Amma, you have something to say about the map?
I'm playing the map right now with Deluxe. Okay, I just finished. So, I mean, I had to play the Deluxe. I'm like, what rank am I? 30k or something? 35k. No way I can play this map, right? But I can say that this is another Rustbell map. It's clearly very challenging. If it wasn't obvious just from the star rating. Uh, and I agree with that one pattern being really nice. The one where like around 1 minute 26, where it starts lowering spacing from top to bottom. That one was a really cool way of emphasizing the song, and the other patterns in this song actually do that as well. But it's not in the same way that modern maps usually conventionally do. Like, oh, this is similar sound, you should represent it in a similar way. It kind of diverts into different how do I say this? Different patterns are used for like the same sound, but they still make sense technically. Since, for example, with that decreasing pattern, the next instance of that is handled with a decreasing square around 133, but it's still the same idea, still decreasing, just executed differently. And yeah, it's a very difficult map. I can't really say much because I can't play this map, so I can't judge it fully just by looking. But one thing I can say is that Rustbell is a mapper. That's all.
He's definitely Mappa, yeah. Like as always, I will post all these maps in the description, and I'll also give like a voting up on Twitter so you guys can vote which map is the best out of the four, and the winner is gonna be in our Hall of Fame of best maps. And if we have a decent amount of best maps in our Hall of Fame, we're gonna post it on Twitter as well. And I guess no one has anything else to say, so I think we go to the next section, which is Amateur brought us some discussion topics that he would like to talk about and we could like discuss about. And I'm not sure what kind of discussion do you have?
All right, thanks. So these topics I brought to the table today are some things I think everyone has either asked me about or has gone through at some point in their mapping days, I guess, or career, if you can even call it a career. So first off, let's talk about what I do. So I'm pretty sure everyone or the people that know me, if you know me as many things actually, VTuber mapper, um, the album guy, the the anime mapper who won like most ranked maps 2021 or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't think anyone cares about that. What they care about is like, yeah, what they see on my profile, the big projects.
You forgot something. You forgot something. The Wings of Redemption mapper.
Oh, Wings of Courage. That was
Oh
when
shit,
I
yeah.
was starting. Yeah, I don't think anyone actually knew me during that time, but I appreciate the gesture. Yeah, the Wings of Courage mapper because I mapped the same song 3 times. Um, yeah, big projects. I'm pretty sure everyone has asked me at some point in their life, like, or a support at some point. Not really everyone, or like not like asked me at some point in their life, but like someone somewhere has gotten curious and asked me, like, how are you able to handle so much? How are you able to map so much? How do you map so fast? How do you make these large scale things? And of course, how do you handle the drama? Um, well, I guess this is a public platform. I can speak up about these things that I always get asked somehow. For people who may not know, yes, I did get into drama twice for ranking albums. Um, and it's been an issue. So let's start from the start. How do I have the motivation to map all of these songs? Well, the thing is, I believe in mapping that actually no, not just in mapping, in life, there is no such thing as certainty, like 100% certainty about anything. Like today you may be fine, the next day you may not be fine. The same goes with my mapping. Today I might feel like mapping 10 diffs just straight, and then the next day I might feel burnt out, like just not doing anything. So when it comes to the question of how are you able to map so much, it's because I want to map that much in that moment. So the reason I'm just able to consistently pump out maps is because I have the motivation to consistently pump out maps. Uh, then next, where do you find the people, the BNs, the GDs, the hit sounds? Well, I'm very grateful that there are people that are willing to help me out. I'm just the same as everyone else. Uh, as I like, contrary to what everyone may think, I still get rejected by BNs when I request, especially for projects, because like that's a lot of maps and it's tedious to like coordinate stuff, right? So they don't want any part of that. And maybe they just don't want a mod.
I mean,
I don't know.
like if you look at the rank denominators for your maps, it's always like different people. It's not like you abusing like friends or something as well. It's like you always have like people that are actually interested in nominating the maps. That's the thing.
Mm.
I think like if you have
Mm.
projects like these, people would expect like, oh, he's just gonna ask his best friends to nominate them, and it's like a circle or everything. But if I look at the nominators, it's always like different people that are like actually interested in like the mapping, the
Mm.
songs, right?
That's an interesting observation, but funny enough, I'd say 70%, 80% of those people are my friends. It's just that, let's say I work with this BN once. We we hit it off well, like keep talking after he's done with my map. And then comes to the point where they can like nominate my map again or whatever. You mentioned that it's different and that I'm not circle jerking with friends, but this circle jerking thing is just a byproduct of working with different BNs and then I guess having a good time. If you know you can work well with each other and you like each other's work, then why not, you know, continue helping each other out?
Yeah, I
Mm.
agree. I agree. I
That's
think
that's definitely the issue with circle jerk, which
yeah.
leads me to my next issue. But you already answered the question, like the nominator stuff, right?
Mm.
Yep. And then I guess one more point I want to go through is how do you deal with the drama? Because not everyone likes what I do. Especially the fact that two of my no, not two, three, all three actually are fucking VTubers. So like not everyone likes VTubers. Actually, like I'd say a good majority of people do not like VTubers singing. So much so that it's branded as like something that you have to avoid. But um the thing is there are some people that are more vocal about it. And so it's not probably not it's because of multiple reasons. It's because they don't like the songs. It's because they'd rather it be someone else's songs. It's because I'm circle jerking or something. And there's many reasons why people ask me like, why did you do this? What's wrong with you? You're abusing your power, etc., etc., etc. The first time around, like back in 2021 when I did this the first time, I wasn't in a good mental state after I uploaded the maps. After I qualified the maps with the help of my BNs, who I have to again. Thanks very much for sticking with me, like everyone who worked on the projects, and like I hope I didn't annoy you by having you like coordinate in like whatever GC and then nominate at the same time. Um, yeah. Uh, it's pretty rough to deal with at the first time, but after that first time, I was able to like gain my footing and just acknowledge that not everyone's opinions should matter to me since I only did what I wanted to do. And what they say has no effect on it, basically.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it's like nice to see because I knew you from back then in like Aqua Sova, and you were like, I think you had like one ranked map or something, which is like Wings of Courage or something, and you were like always striving to like work hard, and like seeing you like in this level right now where you have like so much like work done, so many projects. It's kind of like weird to see. Like I feel like old looking at like friends evolving into like a level of mapping that like I look at your profile and there's like so many maps ranked and I'm like, damn, that shit is like he's getting older, he's getting like all the work done. And then I look back at the past where we like on such a small level. It's just such a weird thing to see, you know?
See.
Hmm. Um. Hi, I'm back. By the way, sorry.
Hello.
um. I might still be a bit delirious, but I'll try and say what I'm gonna say. Okay, I'll get this off out into the open straight away. I'm not a VTuber fan by any means, and like VTuber songs, they don't really interest me at all. But I don't, if people enjoy them, I don't really give a shit. Um, and I'm very aware of like there's a lot of people who are very vocal about the fact that they don't like big projects being ranked, especially if they're like VTuber stuff. Um, but I'd like to counter that. I'd say like this, it's so fucking hard. Like I've tried to do a big project recently. Actually, I'd say the biggest project that I've done is just my 10-star set where I mapped all the diffs. But other than that, I tried to map a big project recently where I was like, okay, it's a 5 minute song. I'm gonna do a whole diff spread from like 8 stars all the way down to easy, and it died so fast because I do not have the attention span to work on something for that long. It's really incredible what amateur can do, what you can do. Like, yeah, I think you should be very proud of the big projects that you've done. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, but I have to say that I do owe a lot to the people who helped me out on the sets because
Mm.
there are just days when I just cannot finish maps on my own, and so I call on my trusty friends, like, "Hey, do you want to collab this so I can finish it and upload and
Mm.
stuff like that?" And I'm really really grateful that they always have my back whenever I need them, and my projects would not have gone through without these people.
Yeah. I think friends in mapping is a good topic to talk about as well, because that's another thing a lot of people get super angry about. I know you've already said that, but yeah, that's like the classic new mapper argument, right? That I can't get stuff ranked because I don't have any friends, and the mappers who do get stuff ranked, they just have friends who are just there on 100% of the time on deck just to do whatever they need to do for them. But I find it very interesting because like you can see this happen in the real world as well. Like there's not a lot of if you want to make stuff happen in the real world, you have to have connections, and you have to have friends who are willing to be able to help you out. And I find it interesting that we sort of think that it's not a good thing in Osu that people have connections. I think that's super weird that people think that that's not a good idea. Like you have to be patient coming up as a mapper, and it like when I was starting, I wasn't able to do fucking shit, and it was annoying. But slowly over time, over the years, I've been able to make friends and connections, and honestly that feels like the only reason I'm able to get anything done in this game anymore, just because I have friends. So I think newer mappers should really, instead of complaining about it at the higher level, you've got to start making friends in Osu. I think that's the most important thing to do if
I
you want to go
think
far.
I think the social game that everyone talks about is sadly a thing, and I think the biggest reason people ruin it for themselves, if I look like at basically every new mapper, is they complain on Twitter about bans, they complain and also about bans, oh no one is ranking my maps. Like I was like that back then, I don't know if you remember Anna, but I was like that like crazy. Like where I would like complain about every BN not nominating my map, even though I think I'm the best mapper. Like that's like the biggest problem for like new mappers because they think they're already at a rankable level, but they think the reason why they can't rank maps is because the BNs are like not open about helping people. But that's not true. I think even though if you're not socially like connected to other like people or like friends or BNs, there's still like such a huge open like mindset for some of the BNs where they help like first time mappers, and I think it's like I feel like 50% is really about how good is the map, and the other 50% can be like the friendship between BNs and mappers. But I think if you just make a really decent map, a really good map, a BN doesn't care like if you're new mapper, he will nominate it, and most BNs in this game are like that. They want to nominate maps they like. Obviously, some BNs want to help friends, right? That's not a bad thing. Like being a BN is not a job. It's like a thing they do for free. So if they want to help some friends rank some stuff, that's their thing. But I think it's still okay to do that as long as you also help other people that are like not your friends. But I guess it's all subjective because what is a good map, right?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, even I think it helps to be socially connected to people and have friends, but it doesn't mean that you can't rank maps. Just try to think about like if is my map good enough, and never give up. That's the most important thing.
Also, another thing is that like you gotta know your demography because, well, if you're trying to like map another TV size anime song that's been done like 10 times, your chances of getting it ranked as a first ranked map are probably quite low. Or if you're like doing some other fucking esoteric ethereal kind of song, I don't know. So yeah, I think knowing your demography and what the BNs actually like, this like actual social fucking engineering and like this kind of psychotic, but I mean it works. If you just know what to map, then your chances of like getting something ranked just skyrockets, in my opinion. Another thing is, I don't really think circle jerk is. I think circle jerk is kind of a problem when like the maps are bad, which happens. But like using the example of the amateur maps, I think they're good, and I don't really consider it a bad thing. Like it's not really a problem if the maps are good, is what I'm trying to say, and it only like I think becomes a problem whenever like get people who rank the well some maps quite often and they're not really that good, at least in my opinion. So yeah.
You know, I have a few things to say about what you guys said, and I'll just compress it into this one entire idea. Like, why are people thinking about making friends as a requirement to rank maps? First of all, you make friends to make friends. You don't make friends to rank your map. That's just wrong.
So true.
All right.
Let's go.
And then next up is that there's this saying, birds of the same feather flock together. I don't know if you've heard this, but basically this just means that people that are similar to each other will end up getting I don't know how to say this in another way, but kind of like attracted to each other. They start to hang out around each other because they share the same interests, and then it just grows from there. So, ideally, this mentality also applies to Osu. That's as I mentioned earlier. This issue of circle jerk. It's just the thing with someone befriending someone else that is willing to help them. It doesn't matter if they're a BN, a mapper, a hit sounder, a player, whatever their contribution is, or if they even have a contribution. It's just that like-minded people will gather together. And there's definitely zero problems with that. To the outsider, it might just look like this guy's just helping his friend because there's something in it for him, or because they're friends. But the reason is that sometimes mappers and BNs are friends because maybe, I don't know, the BN likes what the mapper makes. It's just that simple, really. It's not a big deal. All right. Ideally, that's all from me on this topic.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, I don't know if I came across like just make friends to rank maps earlier. Like I'd say as humans we inherently want to help each other, right? Like
Questionable, but carry on.
I don't know. I suppose even if the people who you make connections with are not friends, they're just acquaintances. That's fine as well. I just think it maybe in an ideal world it's not essential to do these things in order to rank maps, in order to help out with big projects, etc. But I think it's just a good thing to have a bit of a network, like a support network, because doing stuff on your own is really fucking hard. If you have no one to talk to, then it can be really hard to do anything in this game. I just think it's a good idea to do that.
Can I button for a bit? Because ideally, if you don't have friends, you won't learn mapping.
True.
Yeah.
You don't have anyone to talk to. Nothing. No ideas are being shared. It's just you in your head thinking about what's good and what's bad. There's no thought. There's no learning. No friends.
I
Can't
agree.
learn mapping.
I agree.
That's all.
I think there's like obviously your first priority is when you make friends, they are your friends. They're not objects to use, right?
Yes.
What I think is just it's nice to have that ability to ask a friend if they can help you. It's like how I would ask a friend, hey, can you lend me like €5 because I need to buy something, don't have the money. You will get it back. Obviously, when I ask my friends, like my friend Istra, I asked him for nomination, but he can expect something from me when he asks me for help. I think there's like some mutual understanding, which is like if he helps me, I will help him double, right? Like. I'm not a BN, but if he nominates my map, I will like give him like 5 GDs or something, right? Like obviously it's not that like, you know, like an office or something, but it's just the understanding that friends help each other, and even if it's just like a nomination, like as long as you don't abuse it, and as long as the friendship doesn't go down to just being a BN, which is like not a friendship anymore in my opinion, then I think it's fine. Like, you ask a friend if like I don't know if he works in McDonald's, can you like get me a burger? Or something for free. Like you ask that stuff, right? Yeah, as long as it's not abused, I don't mind it. But like always never forget that friends are friends and you shouldn't abuse your friends.
Yeah. We help each other out, right, pal? We're good friends, right?
What?
We're friends, right?
What? What?
Right?
This is just business.
I don't abuse you at all, right?
This is just.
You don't abuse me.
This is just.
No?
This is just
the
business.
next level.
It's just business.
Just
Next
business. Just business, bruh.
British geezer. Go play football and eat some sausages.
Couple of points with leads. You know what I mean?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next section before it goes too far.
Yeah. We're going off the rails.
Alright. Well, the next topic I wanted to talk about, well, it connects directly to what I talked about earlier before the entire social issue that plagues Osu, alright? So the next topic at hand that I have is probably something every one of you has experienced before, and that's burnout. Ideally, when you do the same thing over and over again, or when you keep failing, or when you're not satisfied with your results, can be any reason at all, really. You tend to burn out on the game, and you just don't feel like touching it anymore. You don't want to do anything. Like, just opening the editor is a pain. You really don't want to do it. I mean, you guys, sure you've had the same experience before. Like you might
yeah.
be talking about your experience like this. Like, what are your thoughts? What
Yeah,
happened?
I've noticed with myself, I sort of have like a cycle of mapping. Like I'd say it's about over the span of like 3 months. So it happens about 4 times a year. I toggle from being super, like every map I look at is like, wow, I'm so inspired by this. I want to try something out. I want to try something new. I want to every day it's just like, okay, what can we do? What can we map? What can we make? And then so that will go on for like 2 months, and I'll have like 1 month period where it's just like, oh my god, I don't want to. Everything I do, everything I place in the editor, I'm like mad at, and it could be the case I've already. This is another thing with burnout as well. A lot of the time, I feel like it happens right at the worst possible moment. So, for example, I could have like 5 GDs that I owe for people, and every time I open the game and I try and place one object, I'm like, oh, I have to do this, and it just doesn't work, and I close the editor, and I end up stalling them for months and months. And, you don't want to be that guy, but, it can just be like that sometimes. And I find that if you really are burning out, well, for me, at least, I don't know how it is for other people, you really just have to take a break. And you just have to, if you're low on inspiration can come from anywhere. It doesn't have to be from Osu. You don't have to open the game to try and force yourself back into the swing of things. You can just be going on walks. You can be going about your daily life. You can listen to a song. You can watch a film. and inspiration will eventually come back to you. At least for me, that's how I feel about it, and that's what really gets me back into the game. That's what stops me from quitting, I guess. But yeah, that's my experience with Burnout.
I agree with Mr. Kali Cube, the cube. It's quite similar in my case. Where I really have those waves as well. When I get like inspired, then I get completely uninspired, and then I literally cannot open the editor and like place anything because I feel like the map will end up being shit. So essentially, I found one little life hack which kind of works for me when like I really need to, undead myself. And that's basically just gaslight myself into liking something, even if I don't like it. So it kind of works. You just kind of have to open them up, and then you like try to look at stuff that even if you don't like the map, I just like try to force myself to find something that I think it's quite good, and something I haven't done yet, and basically that just gives me the kick to like start something. There have been some. I don't really want to drop names here, but some people who I would have never expected them to like help me in my exploration have helped me, and yeah, that's quite cool.
I think about burnout, I think it's a topic that me personally, I talk a lot about like with my mentees, like how it affects mapping and how it affects you, mindset about mapping. And I think one problem I had back then is when I had the phase of like doing a hard diff for everyone, which was like the worst time of my mental life. And if you like destroy your mental life so much because of burnout, you will hate the game even more, and it will ruin your motivation to do future projects. And something that I learned myself to solve that problem is try to like work on your real life before you do anything. And also, for me, I did all that stuff with like hard GDs and all the diffs I GD'd. Like I did like 20 GDs like in 2 weeks or something, and I knew that how much it affected me also in real life. And I knew if I fix everything I had in my real life, which is like first I do my homework, then I like go to my job, and then I go to the gym, then I can like properly map. I think if you I think that's also something that no one like talks about, which is like connecting also to your real life. If you're not doing good in real life, you won't have a proper you won't be a proper mapper. I think that's like
Mm.
such an underrated thing to talk about because no one talks about it. Which
Yeah,
is
that goes in all aspects of life,
yeah,
really, isn't it?
basically, but it's like
Yeah.
this connection to mapping is not done,
Mm.
which is like kind of
Mm.
sad because you see all these like people like great mappers getting into depression, and then you see their mapping getting worse and worse, and you're like, what's going on? And then you talk to them like, hey, what is everything okay? And then they don't have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
And I think if you really work on your real life first, then you will also like overcome the burnout, you will overcome the mental problems, and I think you will become even a better mapper. And first, after I finished all my stuff, I can like map without any problem and any care, and it always works out.
Mm. And it's easy just to because I do this all the time as well. I just say, okay, OC's just a game. Like, let's stop. I should stop giving it as much of it as much of a shit as I do about it. And in some aspects, that is true. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it's very easy to treat OSU like a job. And would you ever do a job that you're not getting paid for? Like, no one gets paid to do OSU. I think if you treat it like a job, unless you have like an incredible mental drive, you're gonna end up feeling really like fucking piffed. You're gonna be so mad at the game. Um, you have to be able to take a step back sometimes and just like there's a balance to be struck, is what I'm trying to say. Like you want to be pumping out the best ideas that you can, and you want to be you want to be productive, and you want to what's a good word? You want to be doing some inspiring stuff, but at the same time, if you put too much weight onto Osu, it's gonna overshadow your life. I think that's a good balance to strike. You need to figure out how to not let it fuck you
Yeah,
up,
in the
because it
end,
can
in,
easily.
in
It's
the
fucked me up.
in the end of the day, as much as you love the game, it's still a game. It's
Yeah.
not your life, it's a game.
Mm.
Thank you for your comments. I definitely learned something from those because I never really thought about OSU as a job. Like it's astounding to me how people can think of this game as how do I say this without being insensitive, I guess. It's astounding to me how people can think of this game as their lifeline. They put all their hours into it, like they work like graveyard shift job or an overtime job, like just
Hmm.
doing stuff for the game, not because they want to. There's an enjoyment. They're just doing it because they have to. They feel like they have to do it. They're compelled. They're addicted. Um, multiple reasons actually. I've never really thought about it like that. Requests are very easily dropped for me. If I really don't feel like doing your GD, I will tell you explicitly that I can't do it anymore and I'm dropping. Um, since I'm a guy with a very sporadic motivation, I only do stuff when I feel like it. And if I don't feel like doing something, I'm not doing it. The same goes
Hmm.
for everything I've done so far. All those maps you've seen me rank, all those GDs, all the projects, they were all just because I wanted to do them. There was never a time where I forced myself to do something that I didn't want to do.
Hmm.
Even the hard stuff, like for example, the second album I tried to rank, Hoshimachi Sisei one. Every one of those songs was a challenge since um they were all different genres, like alt stuff than what I've used to. Like I'm used to doing some like 180 BPM J-pop mapping, anime mapping as you would call it, but then these were like alt songs, DNB, and multiple other genres. And I thought it was a good challenge, so I tried my best and I did it. So burnout happens to each and every one of us. I'm not sure in what form or what causes it or whatever. But there are just days where I don't feel like opening the editor. I'm pretty sure right now I I went on a mapping spree December to January. I don't know if you know, but I did finish 14 maps or 13 maps. I don't remember. The Bocchi the
Shit.
Rock album during that time. And after that, I just haven't uploaded anything. I haven't done anything seriously. I wasn't able to finish a map on my own after those. The
Hmm.
burnout hits hard. And honestly, I think like I'm this close to like quitting. Like you don't have to announce that you're quitting. You just close the game and never open it again.
Yeah.
Instead of swing against me.
No. It's a swing against everyone. But it was also unintentional.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is, I think some people are just like I'm someone that is bad with like keeping things to myself. I'm someone that if I am stressed, I wanna like, you know, like scream it out. So that's why something like for me, I announced so many times that I want to quit on Twitter because that's my way of relieving stress, and I think that's the same
Mm.
case for some mappers that always say, "Yeah, I want to quit now. I don't want to play this game anymore. Everything is shit." And then like the next day they map like another set or something. And I think that's like something that should be respected in some way. And I think it's more of a yeah, let's leave that guy alone for a while. Maybe he, you know, he can concentrate again. And let's not read too much into it. But obviously you can't do that to everyone because what if he's actually having problems and will quit? So it's kind of a hard thing to like judge.
Hmm.
Definitely, definitely.
And on that topic, Para, you owe me a GD.
I'm gonna announce that I will quit also.
Fire! Drop all your GDs and then it's just gone forever.
I've gotten better at that actually, because I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything, but it's like on a final note, like as I was saying about like the ups and downs of my motivation, like the general habit is that while my motivation is up, I'll accept all these things. I'll be like, wow, I'm motivated. I want to do everything. I want to do this tournament. I want to do this GT. Even do a normal div for you. I'll do etc etc. And then when the motivation drops, I'm like suffering through it. And I have got and you know I don't want to be that guy who drops stuff, but dropping stuff is way better than stalling. I think everyone needs to understand that because it's happened to me, and you've all been through it.
yeah,
Sometimes you just
it's
wish
shit.
people just say no, and you can ask someone else, and that's fine.
It's very hard.
Like, yeah, I've had to drop out of like Corsairs this year because I was like fucking, I was yeah, it wasn't coming to me. I just had to admit I was like, it's not coming, guys. I gotta leave,
I
and
think
they were fine with it.
something that helped me because I was a person that like everyone asks for JDs, but at the same time I can't say no. I think something that worked for me is just closing it completely. Like I put I put such a high, like, you know, not standard, but like asking me for GD is like difficult now because I want my like rest as well after doing all these GDs. So I will just write things down like I will only do top divs, or like I will only do like 7 stars, 8 stars, right? Which is like the case recently, and people will stop asking me for GDs then because there are a lot of people that actually read profiles for like GD requests. But obviously there are also none, especially when they like fucking ask on Discord, like, can you GD something? Like, I'm like, why? Just leave me alone. And I think saying no is a very difficult thing, especially for like mappers that recently got their thing going on, right? Like they improved and they are getting like recognition. I think they have the most struggle to say no to GD requests, especially if it's like another big mapper, right? So I think that's something like one of the most difficult things to learn, to just say no.
Okay. Unless anyone else has anything to say, I guess we can move on to the community questions. That sound like a good idea.
Yep.
That sounds like a good idea to me. It's starting to delve into a bit personal.
Yeah, that's true.
See, this is a deep episode, bro. We're going fucking balls deep.
I really appreciate talks like this actually, because it's not every day like someone is talking about mental health on OSU, right? But like, hey, mapping is a creative field. It happens.
Yeah.
Exactly. Amber, do you have like, did you read a question or should I just like pick something?
Just read them all one by one. I'll give my answers.
Okay, like try to keep it short because we're actually recording for almost an hour now.
Sure,
Oh,
no problem.
is this episode gonna end up longer than the last one?
Probably, yeah.
Fucked
Okay.
Try me.
Okay, first question, bit stupid, opinions on VTuber by Ruvari. I guess,
Where is the tweet?
I can,
Wait, what do you say? Opinion on VTubers?
yeah.
I don't watch them anymore. I can't really give you a solid opinion, but I did enjoy them. That's a fact.
I mean, I still enjoy some of them. I was a big VTuber fanboy back then, but I only watch the ones that are like really chill, quiet voice, like really like wholesome shit, like where they're like really quiet. That's what I enjoy.
I see. Hey, I'm gonna be real here, alright? I think this is someone that everyone doesn't get, alright? VTubers are just normal streamers. That's the thing
Yeah.
people don't understand.
Yep.
They're just normal streamers, they just do different stuff and they have a virtual avatar. That's it.
Exactly.
This is very true. Unfortunately, I don't like normal streamers. I only like the schizo streamers. So yeah.
I mean, there are schizo VTubers. That's
Are
it.
there? Ooh, can you recommend me them?
definitely.
I don't watch them anymore,
Oh,
so I wouldn't be able to say. But I do know for a fact there are some schizo ones.
Yeah, I've never. I think I remember when like the I don't know the history of like fucking VTubers, but I remember when like the only like really prevalent VTuber was like what's her name, like Kazuna AI or whatever.
He's an eye.
Yeah, like the fuck you girl. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
she's like the founding mother of VTubing.
yeah, and then slowly like the whole wave came in. Like everyone and their cat was a VTuber, like cat cam and shit. Yeah,
If you
Because
look,
the technology became available to everyone.
if you look at also streams on Twitch, you still see like
Oh my god, yeah.
you still see these horrible fucking models like rigged really horribly.
I don't know about the models, but it's just the
Right,
the-
Tanabai?
I love the ones that are just fucking like 2 frames. Like there's a closed mouth frame and an
Yeah.
open mouth frame.
I think-
that goes crazy.
Yeah.
I think we have someone in this call that can talk a bit about that, right, Tanabai?
I don't think he wants to talk about it.
Anabite.
See?
Are you
He
here?
doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
No, VTubing is quite a sticky subject for me.
Yeah, we would go there.
Yeah, I really wouldn't want to talk about it here
For-
because that's a whole different can of worms.
for-
entirely.
yeah, for
Let's
your
move on to
brain.
the next question.
I mean, I can answer some questions about VTubing if you want me to.
I think that goes too deep then.
Yeah.
Okay. Fekwin asks some questions. Who do you think is the top 5 mappers in the game right now? We can like go hours about that. Let's just do a fast list. Like,
Do a top one.
yeah, top 1. Your favorite
Yeah,
mapper.
top one.
Basically, your favorite mapper.
Right now, honestly, I got no one. I don't look at people that much anymore.
Then do
I've
overall.
started. Okay, let me segue your question. Right, there is no answer to me of who is top 1 mapper because I don't look at maps. After I started trying to branch out and look at more maps. What happened instead was that I instead focused on what I was able to do and what what I want to do with my mapping. So what happened instead was instead of broadening my horizons, I ended up closing them instead. So no, I can't answer who's the best mapper for me because there is no one. I don't know anyone.
Are
I
you
see.
the best mapper?
In my world, in my head, maybe,
Damn.
but I really wouldn't say so because I still get these doubts every time I try to map, including
It
Burnout. So
happens.
But
Yeah.
it's a yes and a no, but also no.
but it's still
Okay.
respectable confidence.
Yeah,
How
you
about
have to be confident.
who's the best mapper?
Okay.
Okay.
So that's again a sticky subject. So my taste in mappers, my flavor of the month changes so fucking hard. I even have like its own section on my profile page for this. I got 2 people there, and it's for this month. My flavor of the month is Caliber and up, so going kinda Polish. But it's like my relation with Calibre maps is like love and hate one. So sometimes I really like to look at his maps, and sometimes I just really cannot stand one fucking picosecond of looking at Calibre maps. So there's that. But I do think he's a great mapper. But like, and overall, my favorite mapper over the last few months would probably have to be Other. I think Other is like hitting all the right spots for me. Or Shogun Moon 00999. One of those 2 guys.
That's funny because I think for the recent months I would also say Others like really up there for me. Like unironically, I think Others really good right now. Also Pocket I really like recently, like one of them. And I think overall the best mapper ever for me is still Ruruchi. I can't see anyone else. That's just me.
Okay. You guys already know what I'm gonna say, so I'm not even gonna say it.
Rustbell.
You guys already fucking know. I'm not stating whether that's true or false. Quite frankly, how dare you assume that would be my favorite mapper? How dare you?
I mean, you tasted mappers is horrible most of the times. So
Oh,
like
damn.
that one mapper you actually like it sticks out
Yeah.
like a thumb.
Yeah, I guess that explains why I always ask for GDs from you, right, Para?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird flex. But
Yeah.
okay.
Went there.
Legit, the weirdest flex in the world. Just shut up.
That's not a flex. What do you mean? I'm just saying you're fucking trash because it's true.
Shut up. Who'd you? Okay, I won't even go into there because it's so
Yeah.
cringe flex.
Okay. Any more questions? Have we got more time for one more, maybe?
Yeah,
Yes,
keep coming.
definitely. More. We can do more. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, last one.
Last
Really?
one.
Alright.
No, we can do more if he has time. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have time tonight. Don't worry.
Do we want to keep the episode short, though?
SquirrelPascals ask why is he angry now? I think because you changed your smiley profile picture to an angry smiley.
Yeah, I remember this question,
Ooh.
and the only answer to that is that it's New Year, New Me. Every year I change this picture to something like a small edit. Like it used to be just a smiley face, and then a sad face, and then like negative colored, and then now it's an angry face. Like next time you'll see something different.
What's your Discord profile picture, though?
Right now, the one I have right now,
Yeah.
it's a picture of Peroro from Blue Archive. It's like this
Oh,
chicken mascot that looks so stupid, just like me.
Silly.
hell yeah.
I feel like
Massively.
most of these questions are already answered from your talk about like having a lot of qualified maps and shit. So I feel like most of them are already answered. What is? Or here's one. I think I know the answer. What is your opinion on slider pill mapping?
What's your opinion on slider pill mapping? I don't even look.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of stuff
Yeah.
is already answered. Let me see. the
That's
settings.
all. That's really all I can tell you. I don't even look, so I can't really say anything.
Let me see.
I think we could close it up now.
Yeah, we can close it up probably because there's nothing else.
All
Okay,
right,
I'm
well,
gonna look through the thread.
Yeah, but
Alright.
like most stuff is already answered, like from the previous talks. There's one
I mean-
there's one wild comment by Sunny which I don't know how to interpret it, but
Okay.
Are you afraid of being physically assaulted at COE 2023? That is the question.
Alright, my answer, the short and quick answer, no. Why? Because I'm not coming.
Ooh.
I feel that's
If you can fly me all the way from Philippines to the Netherlands, sure, I would be afraid. But no, even if I wanted to fly, there is no time.
I'm afraid of what Senny might do. I think he could go off the rails this time.
No.
He could clip me. He could clip me.
I heard.
You guys go be afraid.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
in
afraid.
EU.
I heard he was.
I'm not.
I heard he was a nice boy last time.
Nice boy. Okay, I'm gonna read through some questions and like just give short answers, just in case people might complain, like, "Oh, why wasn't my question answered?"
Sure,
Wah."
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So like this guy Ballsmaster69, good name. The one tweet where that guy said there were no simple maps getting ranked and that everything was slider pill. Yeah, like why are we at the point where every map has to have these weird complex slider shapes, etc., 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 etc. All right. Ideally, my answer to this is why does it concern you? You shouldn't care and just play the maps you like. If you're complaining about something like this, then clearly you should broaden your horizons. Next up,
Damn.
Troz asks like, how are you sane when dealing with sheer amounts of qualified map? No, I'm not sane. I'm always on anxiety 24/7.
Damn.
You know, like during those 7 days, I'm always checking my notifications. Did anything get DQ'd? Does anything have a problem? Like, you remember last time I got an album ranked? I got an unranked because apparently there was a 1/4 unsnap, like stuff like that. I have to worry about stuff like that every single time. Yeah, it's basically it. I'm not sane. I'm constantly on edge. Next up, what do you think is the mistake most new mappers do that makes their maps bad? They aren't really committing any mistakes. It's just more that they're insisting what's bad is good. And they try to push maps saying that my map is good, but in reality, they're just inexperienced.
Damn.
Yep. Which one is
Okay.
better in maps? Good quality but boring and bland, or bad quality but fun and interesting? You define quality.
Damn.
And I guess last two. How did it feel
So-
getting the most ranked maps of 2021? Fun. I was racing against people and I got the dub. So I'd say that was pretty nice. I feel sorry for Nevo, who thought he finally took #1 from Sotarks, only for me to steal it under his nose. But I'm really sorry. And yeah.
We don't
And then
have to
la-
care about Nevo's feelings because he's a GMT. So.
Yeah.
Damn,
Fine.
that's offensive. But yeah, last question from Megafan. How does it feel to be known as the guy who maps Hololive, and what positive stuff you get from this? Feel like this title underrates all the other big achievements you got in this game. How does it feel to be known as the guy who maps Hololive? Honestly, I used to think it was pretty tilting. Like you would see me sometimes. If you call me a VTuber mapper, you are a nunce. Like I would not care about
What
what
the
you
fuck?
say,
What the fuck?
because just because you called me that, like. I don't know if nonce is the right word. Maybe nobody. Nobody's the right word.
Nonce.
Pardon my English.
Nonce is definitely wrong.
Nonce is different? Alright. I'm sorry. But,
Do you
yeah,
know
like-
what nonce is?
no, I don't know what a nonce is.
It's a fucking pedophile, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Today I learned a new word. But yeah,
I did.
it's nobody, right? So
Oh
like,
my
I wouldn't
God.
like care about what you said just because you're like, you don't bother to look what I'm actually doing. Just know me and like call me by that because it's just stereotype, right? But now it's more like I don't care. Like why should I care? Yeah, sure, VTuber mapper doesn't matter. I don't even map anymore.
My guy.
And
No
what
one should
other
care. No one should care.
My guy
what
called the
positive
satyrs
stuff
nonsense.
did you get from this? Well, first of all, it's the numbers. That's the only positive thing this thing brings you is the numbers. And I guess the fact that people are willing to trust you more simply because you have a public image built already. Like, how do I say this? It's easier because you can introduce someone as, oh, amateur? Yeah, I know that guy. Rather than, wait, who's that guy? He seems kind of suspicious. Let me check his stuff. Let me do, etc., 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 right? So there's no need to confirm. And then you feel like this title underrates all the other big achievements you got in this game. The question is about perspective. Did I really achieve anything in this game? Sure, I ranked a bunch of maps, ranked a bunch of albums. I'm punctual with my stuff.
It's about
Is that really an achievement?
recognition. It's about recognition, no?
Yeah, it's what they recognize as my achievements. On my end, I'm just doing my thing. I don't know if yeah, sure, maybe let's say like my current maps, I like them more than my old stuff, and people complain in my DMs like, hey, why did you switch your style? You're bad, you got dementia. Sometimes I got like stuff like keep yourself safe, you know what that means, right? Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
Sometimes I
fuck?
get those kinds of stuff, and then sometimes I get like, hey, can you map this because it's from my favorite like VTuber song singer, whatever.
I got a message too recently after my the arcade thing to keep myself safe.
Yeah, you should definitely keep yourself safe. I am
That-
in your walls.
That
Um,
impure pack tweet.
Yeah.
That impure pack tweet kinda went hard though.
Yep,
Do
it
we,
did go
Mm.
hard.
which
But
one?
yeah,
You know the one. You
Oh,
know the
yeah.
QRT.
That shit is cold as fuck.
Alright. So my answer to this is basically like it all matters. What matters is what you view as an achievement. I don't think. I think they are achievements, but it's long been since the point where I was proud of them and more like just yeah, sure. So it's whatever for me. And I think that's all the questions in this thread. I hope I
Nice, nice,
answered
nice.
everything.
I have one more question. One more question.
What's up? What's up?
Favorite VTuber.
Favorite VTuber? I
Oh,
You
don't
gotta
even
God.
answer
watch
it. You gotta
anymore.
answer it. You gotta answer it right.
Oh god.
You
Oh.
have to answer it right. My
There's
favorite
only one
VTuber?
answer. Say
One
it.
right answer.
Say
Robocall.
it.
Robocall.
It's
This is
mm, mm, mm.
alright.
Come
You know, you can have your favorite VTuber or whatever.
Oh
My
my
favorite VTuber is well, it used to be Minatoko, right? Actually, I'm pretty sure everyone knows.
It's
But
okay.
right now, it's a whole load of no one. Because I don't even watch. That's
Damn.
all.
My guy
Damn.
changed.
Yeah, you
We
get
all-
tired of it sometimes.
We
Yeah,
all
that's
make
true.
mistakes, alright? We all know that
It's
if you do not like Roshomarin, then your taste is objectively wrong. But yeah, alright.
I see where this is going. Well, I think you're
Alright,
into
maybe-
old women.
These
Well-
VTuber guys, man. SMH.
Can we not have a stupid fight now?
Yeah, this is like delving into
Yeah,
something
we're
that
not
is-
fighting. We're not fighting. We're
Yeah.
discussing.
It's a passive
Guys, don't
aggressive
worry.
thing.
I'm sure no one's gonna die after this recording ends. Don't
Yeah,
worry, we'll all be
okay.
fine.
Also,
You'll see
Yeah,
Max
yeah,
must
yeah.
stay
also,
soon.
also, if it does happen, I don't condone any like VTuber fighting in the comments. I'm just saying.
Okay. But you do
Yeah.
condone racism.
No.
Hey,
Stop.
calm down.
Stop.
Para does.
No, no,
Para
no, no,
does.
no.
Let's be
It's-
real.
I don't. What the fuck?
Let's be real. Let's be real.
You're racist.
And on that note, let's close out the episode, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alright.
if Emma, do you
Uh.
have any like announcements or anything you wanna say?
Oh yeah.
Home shit.
Shameless self promotion. Currently I'm working on the Bochi the Rock album. Please do keep an eye out for when that gets qualified. There's 14 songs. I'm very proud of this one, despite all the songs being like anime. This is like the biggest one yet. The most songs yet. And as usual, thanks to all the guys that helped me. And I guess be on the lookout for future projects or not. When I quit Osu, I don't know. Who knows? But thanks for sticking by and thanks for having me on your podcast.
It was nice having you here.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Yeah, I don't know how long this episode is gonna turn out. We might edit it, we might not. Either way, if you're here at the end, thank you very much for listening to everything and all of our bickering and all of our VTuber stuff and all of our mapping stuff. We appreciate you. Stay tuned next month. We'll be here, punctual, on time, and there'll be no problems in production at all. Smile. Thanks very much. Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.
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 Hey, hey.
Thanks. Goodbye.